This is Dr. Lou Cella, sport and performance psychologist. Over the last 13 years, I've helped people win big with the triple option offense by getting under center and focusing on what the FBS programs that are running the triple option offense at that time. I've helped people win big the last 13 years. And I have a lot of testimonials at tripleoptionfootball.com. If you go to tripleoptionfootball.com and you go to the testimonial page, you can see them all. What I'm going to do today, and I'm still trying to figure out what the title of this video is, but I'm going to give you the 3 things that I saw over and over and over again why these programs won. Why they won state championships, why they got the state championship games, why they got the state playoffs, and why they had drastic one-year turnarounds. Testimonials are only good if they have a drastic turnaround, and pretty much everybody you see in those testimonials had a drastic one-year turnaround. Here are the 3 things that kept coming up why they had drastic one-year turnarounds. And as I said, I'm still trying to figure out what the best title for this video is. But I just want you to know how and why these programs won, so you can take it and use it in 2024 so you can win big. Number 1, I've said this over and over and over in other videos. I almost say this every day in videos. And I don't care if I'm annoying, it's going to help you win. Number 1, they have lean players. Their players were lean, especially on the offensive line. They were lean. You don't have 200-pounders. Listen, in high school football, and De La Salle proved this, 200-pounders are not necessary. De La Salle won over and over and over running split veer with guys under 200 pounds. So why do you need guys over 200 pounds? I've said this before. If their BMI is over 30, they're probably too fat to play. Is there maybe a player once in a while that maybe he could be a little bigger than that? Maybe, but I'm telling you, that's the commonality above all else. Lean players, especially on the offensive line. They're lean. So they're in shape. They don't have a lot of body fat. These are the players you need to play to run the triple option offense. You got to remember, this offense is designed for the military. It didn't start off that way in the 60s, but by the 90s, they all had to run it because they figured out we better run this because we can't block our way out of our problems. They definitely can't one-on-one block the way out of their problems, that's for sure. So lean players, whether it was Tyrone, Oklahoma, who won the state title, Falls City, Texas, who won the state title, Bayfield, Colorado, who went to the state championship game. I mean, they were lean. That was the number 1 thing of all these programs. I mean, I have over 30 testimonials up. Lean players was number 1. It's not even close. That's the most important thing. And I'm going to keep saying it in other videos, so either you commit and become a client, or you quit and go run the spread and be a jackass like everybody else. Number 2, they had a very invested play caller. Very invested play caller. Whoever, whether it was the head coach or the OC, they were very invested in the modern state of the offense. Very invested. They wanted to know exactly what was going on at that time. Bethesda Chevy Chase did the camp last year. A couple months later, they're in the state quarterfinals for the first time in 30 years. Their head coach and offensive coordinator, which was a father and son, they are the model for clients that I have. Because they care so much about doing it right. I have another client in Arizona, John Padilla, great man. John absolutely cares about getting it right. And he won big. His school in Arizona, we did the online camp, and then soon after, they had the first winning season in school history in any male sport. I mean, it was game-changing. But it always comes back to the same thing. Their head coach is very invested in doing the right thing and what's happening right now, because data changes. Okay? If you're trying to do what Paul Johnson did in 2018, you're missing out on a lot of things that are way easier to do now. The way Air Force is doing things is better than it's ever been done. It makes it so much easier. It's made my life easier as someone who has to teach people how to install, play call, practice, and persist running the under center triple option offense. So number one, the biggest winners had lean players and a very invested play caller. Number three, players were just more obedient and mature. Their high school kids acted like college kids. A lot of that comes from having a coach who treats them like college kids or like grown men. That plays such a huge role in coaching. If you treat a kid like a kid, he'll remain as a kid. If you treat a kid like an adult, he'll become an adult a lot faster. His body might not. But once again, they'll act that way. And here's what happens when you get obedient, mature kids. They'll line up right, and they'll go from point A to point B a lot faster and more accurate. And they're more mindful. And as we talked about in yesterday's video, that's a big freaking deal. So I took the top 30 testimonials I've ever had, and I really studied why they won. It came down to the same three things. Lean players, especially on the offensive line. There weren't 200-pounders on the offensive line. If there was, it was a 6'3" kid that was 210, 215 at the most. Their BMI, their body mass index, was under 30. Everybody, 11 players under 30. That was number one, lean players. Number two, very invested play caller. Whoever the play caller was, he was very invested in doing what the modern day FBS schools were doing. Especially the academies, because nobody does more with less than an academy. Right now, Air Force is that way. Hopefully it's going to be Army in 2024. We're going to find out shortly. And number three, they had obedient, mature players. But a lot of that stems from the coach. If the coach acts mature, the players act mature. If the coach is goofy, the players will be goofy. A funeral director said this to me when my father passed away in 2013. His name's Tony Recupero. He's actually now teaches funeral directors how to be better funeral directors. And he said this the day after my father died. Because my niece and nephew were, I think they were, 5 and 6 at the time. 6 and 7 at the time. And we asked, should we bring my niece and nephew to the wake? And here's what Tony Recupero said. He goes, if you're going to be a basket case, they're going to be basket cases. If you're going to be stoic, they're going to be stoic. It's the same way with coaching. If you act goofy, your players are going to be goofy. If you act mature, the players are going to be mature. And it matters. And acting stoic and mature and being fact-based and focusing on alignment assignment is going to get you closer to winning. Because your players become focused on doing it right and being mindful. So, 3 characteristics: lean players, obedient / mature players, and a very invested play caller, invested in running the triple option offense the right way the first time. Those are the 3. That is the way. You go to the testimonials. That's how they became testimonials. If you're ready to become a testimonial, it all starts with you becoming a client. You're not going to piece this together on your own. Pick up the phone now, give me a call. My number is on the thumbnail of this video, so is my website. You go to tripleoptionfootball.com, learn about the academy, learn about the camps, read all the testimonials. It's all there at tripleoptionfootball.com. Pick up the phone, give me a call. We'll start winning in 2024. We'll have a drastic 1-year turnaround. Because you're going to have lead players, obedient / mature players, and you're going to get invested in how to do this the right way the first time. You're not going to learn what some Division II or 3 or NAIA or JUCO or prep school's doing. You're going to learn what Air Force is doing, because they're forced to do more with less because they can't give out athletic scholarships. There's 135 FBS schools. 3 can't give out athletic scholarships, Army, Navy, Air Force. So they take these Division II players who want to play Division I football. Those players choose to join the military and have to do service so they can be FBS ballers. That's what they do. And Air Force has created a system where those Division II level players have gone 43-15 in the last 5 years. They've won 74% of their games. You want to do more with less? Pick up the phone, call me right now. I'll see you in the next video. Talk soon.